And welcome to the Rotor Bulletin, where we talk about cars, bikes, skateboards, SUVs. Are you going to let me talk about anything apart from SUVs this time? Promise, na? More than SUVs. Promise. Let's start with the VW Tiguan. Now, the Tiguan is an SUV that uses the MQB platform, which VW uses for several of their other cars. What this means is that many of the same components are shared across cars. It's a bit like changing your wardrobe for different occasions. For example, I am a spitting image of Daniel Craig in a tux. This is the second generation Tiguan and it will be in India as a CKD, completely knocked down, which means it's assembled in India. So hopefully we'll have a competitive price. Now it's going to be a mid-sized SUV like the Creta. You need to challenge me to not talk about Hyundai when we talk about SUVs, okay? Promise? Challenge. So it's a mid-size SUV, kind of like the Creta, and it's got your typical SUV kind of accoutrement, large wheel arches and an imposing tall structure. So it looks like a proper SUV. The cabin should be familiar to anybody who's ever driven a VW car, and the international models actually come with niceties like a Fender branded stereo, Apple CarPlay support, as well as Android Auto support. We hope VW doesn't make the same mistakes that they have with their other earlier models and actually brings these nice tech features to the Tiguan, because today every bacha party car has a touchscreen and smartphone connectivity. The Tiguan will offer an estimated 615 liters of cargo space, which is extendable to 1655 liters by folding the seats, which means you will naturally become the uncle/auntie that gets called upon for airport runs or for disposing bodies. You've been warned. Internationally, the Tiguan is available with all sorts of niceties like start-stop, 4-motion all-wheel drive and other things. Now, what we get in India is going to depend on Rokda. Typically, we are going to be getting at least a diesel engine and probably a TSI engine from one of the existing models. There will also be a 7-speed automatic model available, but in India, diesels and automatics are a little bit like unicorns, so fingers crossed. Still around? Wow! Hashtag engagement. In other SUV news, ŠKODA is very close to launching their Kodiaq full-size SUV. We know that dealerships are readying themselves for the sales cycle, so an end 2017 launch is likely. So what is a Kodiaq? Well, the Kodiaq is ŠKODA's 3-row SUV and it's named after a type of Alaskan bear. And just like a bear, this SUV is big, which is in line with our market's havas for 3 rows of seating. If you're looking at the pictures and wondering, yaar, isko kahin dekha hai? Well, you're not alone. Now, the Q7 had an unassailable run as a full-size luxury SUV for the Bollywood Janta, which bodes well for the Kodiaq. Being a ŠKODA, you can expect some premium touches and good value luxury, and it'll certainly be a fair bit cheaper than an Audi Q7. But ŠKODA is not done yet. I said ŠKODA, that's the right pronunciation. No? Recently, they also introduced the Karoq name to the world. Now, the Karoq SUV is going to be their replacement for the aforementioned Yeti SUV, which in turn is ŠKODA's version of the Tiguan SUV. Remember that MQB shared platform that we mentioned? Are you confused yet? Good. Now, we don't actually know what the vehicle looks like just yet. ŠKODA has just released the name Karoq to us. Now, we will actually see the vehicle for the first time on May 18th. The name is again derived from the language of a native Alaskan tribe, but I'm actually more interested on how the Indian bastardization of the words Kodiaq and Karoq will actually play out. Karoq sounds like something my old Parsi aunt would say about a particularly nice mutton tartlet. Karoq she. Can we stop with the SUVs now? Nahin? To baaju se do mutton pafla fatavat. May 11th, we'll see the launch of the ISUZU MU-X SUV. Now, ISUZU has been in India since 2012, but you probably know them better for their D-Max V-Cross pickup truck, which we understand has become quite popular. The D-Max is a large utilitarian vehicle that looks like it just ate a Tata Xenon. Now, the MU-X is going to be similarly large. It's going to be a 7-seater SUV. Expect a 3-liter diesel engine, automatic transmissions, ABS, EBD, climate control and other niceties. Sounds like ISUZU is taking the fight directly to the Fortuner and Endeavour territory. Now, properly equipped, the MU-X should make an interesting alternative. Although, judging by the prices they're asking for the D-Max V-Cross, don't expect cheap. And that's all we have for you this week from the world of SUVs. If you have any news, rumors, tips or spy shots to share with us, let us know in the comments or shout at us on Twitter or on email. No, I think this was Manisha Koirala saying it to Arman Kohli or something like, "Havas ki कीचड़ में लिपटे हुए हैवान, बुझा ले अपनी प्यास."